Nichol, a unique writing style and command of language makes you wonder just what the author gets up to in order to be able to be this creative. Mike Nichol joins me from our Cape Town studio. Mike, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, thank you. I have some serious friends, you have to watch out.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations on putting a book together that's thoroughly enjoyable. But for the benefit of our viewers, a brief synopsis on of Cops and Robbers.
Wow, that's a difficult one. It has two new characters. After the Revenge trilogy, I needed to do some new ones. So we have Fish Pescado, he's a PI, he's not doing too well. And then Vicky Khan, who is a lawyer, she's very beautiful. She is Fish's, she supplies him with a lot of work so he can get by in life. And then I wanted to look at various aspects of our society as well. And of course, crime fiction does that very, very neatly. But I also wanted to look at the past and how the past affects the present. And so the book really is about various things that go on now, but it has a link to what went on before. And I don't want to be too specific, but it is a book which I hope people will be able to read on the beach, in aeroplanes. It's really good holiday reading, I like to think. It is a thriller.
And the other thing that you're missing out, it's loads of fun, by the way, as well.
Well, I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope that it's also very funny.
What is it about these characters, Mike? And I want you to explain to me. You find this perfect balance between likability and characters. For example, let me give you an example. Seven and Juma. They're in the museum and they're looking at this rhino horn, and there's this crazy discussion between the two of them about how they're going to steal this rhino horn. And by the way, I never saw that coming.
Well, I'm pleased you didn't. I mean, rhino horn gets stolen quite a lot in the book as you read further on. But what really got me to that thing was it was a story a couple of years ago where I heard about how all the little museums, or many of the museums, were losing bits and pieces, you know, parts of our history, parts of our legacy. And then there was this actual incident here in Cape Town in the museum where a rhino horn was actually stolen. And I thought, well, this is great stuff for fiction. And so I have the two of them go into the museum, but then, you know, those specimens have been there for a long time, so this allows you to wax lyrical about parts of our history and who donated the rhino, and the fact that, yes, you can put a prosthesis in it, and who knows whether it's actually real or not, and does it matter? So all those kinds of discussions come up. Yes, you're right.
There's a level of violence in this book that it's very graphic, but I wasn't offended by it. How did you get that balance right? For example, in the opening scenes, there's a group of guys, and they visit this woman, and while they're still waiting for the husband, he stabs her with a knife. And I get the visual imagery, but I wasn't really kind of upset by it, for lack of a better way to describe it. There's a sense of violence here. Even the one with Jacob and the boy in the car, you seem to talk about uncomfortable issues, but you put it in such a way that doesn't offend the reader.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that. I mean, I think violence is incredibly difficult to write about, and we live, as we all know, in a very violent country where there are very upsetting things on the news on a daily basis. So you don't want to turn readers off. And what I have found, and perhaps I suppose it's as one writes more and more, is that you can take the violence to a point, and then you actually need to cut it so that the reader's imagination does the rest. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that readers have very powerful imaginations. All I have to do is really just suggest what's happening and then draw out of the picture and let the reader's imagination do the rest. So if you want to carry on, it will carry on in your head, but I put the seeds there. I didn't go all the way. And I think trying to get that balance right is a writer's job in this country, because otherwise the violence would just overwhelm it.
Are you quirky in real life? Do you have a quirky personality?
No. I'm the most ordinary person that you can meet.
Simple as that. Okay, Mike, we've run out of time, but I'm going to encourage everybody to buy it. Thank you very much for joining us from our Cape Town studio.
Thank
That's
you.
Author Mike Nichol talking to us about his latest offering called Of Cops and Robbers. If you've read it, let me know what you think. I think it's a great read. Morning live at SABC.co.za.